phones and Facebook GPS, you know, so you can see where Roy
Oh,
last
Lodge, dude.
uploaded his last status. I'm at this restaurant. You know what I mean, dude? There weren't none of that, fun. So man, the man had to know where man was and then planned the thing. I we say,
What
D,
was giving birth? Was
D, what you say? Do you reckon? Yeah, D, that was rude. Yeah, I was rude. Man rubbed him on the shoulders like he was gonna console him and said, "Thank you." I was like, Jesus Christ! This nigga's wife's giving birth. You're tagging him in. I we say, do you reckon? Yeah, you see the crazy mom, the crazy wife.
mm.
Do you reckon that was Hollywood making up that sort of character, or do you reckon?
No, pretty it does. They kind of shake it up a bit.
Have you
Get
not
what she's
seen
doing.
Pain and Gain?
That
Mark
shit's hilarious,
Wahlberg.
fam.
Yeah,
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 that's
yeah.
a
That
real
is funny,
story.
man.
However, when you watch the comparisons to the real life story, and that, you realize a lot of shit here that was very Hollywoodified. And if they didn't Hollywoodify it, that film would have still been banging.
Mm.
It never made no money. Like it was a flop at the box office. It never made big money. Hence why it went straight to like a Netflix or Amazon. But I actually enjoyed that film. Mainly, you know, if it's a real story and the story is interesting enough, it makes you go, right, I kind of want to check this shit out and see what happened in Florida, innit? But yeah, Crip, bare of that shit happened. You know how they tried to run man over, but his head was in the crack. Yeah, they did that. The real people tried to run man over, yeah, and he survived that. And all the things like going to the police, hiring a private investigator, the private investigator going to the police with his evidence, and the police like, nah, we don't believe like your client is really getting kidnapped, and you know there's this hit out against him. Yeah, all of that shit is true. But then you see some of the extra stuff, and then you're like, you see the real life stuff, and then you go, yo, even if you had filmed that
What made me
realistically,
laugh? What
still
made
would
me
have been
laugh?
hard.
What made me laugh in that movie is when man tried to he was trying to bash his willy and that, yeah, and he couldn't get a hold on and that because he was taking the steroids.
Yeah, you see that situation, yeah? That part was Hollywood
Oh
side
my
about the
days.
dick, but he was that guy, the black cute, the real, you know, the real person who plays his character. That guy did have a steroid problem. He did have a drug problem, and you see, like for example, the Rock's character, how he was in and out of a life with Christ. When you watch the real life story of that man, it's literally written down to a T. He wasn't that hench. He wasn't that hench, but he was in and out of jail, and it was always a case of giving his life to Jesus, and then somehow along the line, you know,
Oh man.
he sniffed cocaine in it, and that's what happens with the
Oh,
Rock's
oh
character in it.
wait,
Remember the
wait, wait.
Rock?
Oh
Remember
shit.
the Rock's a
When
good
you
guy, and then he starts sniffing, and then he gets back into it. That's what happened with a real man in real life.
Mm.
I remember that when he goes to rob the house on Christmas, fam, and he's in
Yeah,
there.
yeah, oh yeah, that
Oh
story's
shit.
true as well. Bro, that's what I'm saying. When you check
Ah.
out the real life story of Pain and Gain, you're like, Michael Bay. I know you like to, you know, Bayhem your movies, but bro, this is one film. If you didn't Hollywood, you know, couple things and that, your film probably still would have been very, very good.
Hmm.
Even though, you know, like I said, it never made a lot of money at the box office and shit. But who's gonna go out and watch a film, yeah, called Pain Gain, and you got no fucking clue who it is?
Hmm.
Oh wow, it's got Mark Wahlberg, Anthony Mackie, and Dwayne the Rock Johnson, and it's directed by. So
I'll be back, guys. I gotta do this the rest of this session.
yeah, man.
Alright, in a bit.
But that is a fun film though. Like, that film is fucking hilarious. And Crip, you see how crazy Mark Wahlberg's character is in that?
Yeah,
And
yeah,
he's
yeah.
like mad persuasive and
Mhm.
shit, putting his arms up. Yeah, the real man, the head guy, he was like that. Very, very, very persuasive with people and shit. And like all that bullshit about you remember how they drugged the man's wife by accident and she died?
I think I remember that. I can't.
They go to kill,
Oh,
they go to hustle the
hold on.
guy.
Did they end up chopping her up in that?
Yes, yes,
In
exactly.
the.
So
Oh
in the
yeah.
yard, in the mansion as well. Yeah. So you see how that happened, and they came back. Some of them came back the next day to continue.
Yeah,
Well, the
yeah.
real story is this shit wasn't one day. It was actually 4 days, bro. So for
To-
4 days, what we saw happen in, they started at night and then the following day they come back and yeah, them man did this for 4 whole days. So the private investigator that in real life was this, another old guy. He was following their every movement. So all this shit's all true. It's fucking crazy when you realize that that movie's actually true. And to find out that that guy who did survive, he fucking did survive. They tried to kill man 3 times.
Oh yeah, I remember when they was trying to make him talk and it's like, fam, I'm not talking. I remember that.
Hmm.
There ain't no way you're gonna get me to talk.
You see how The Rock was the kind one to him?
Hmm.
Because obviously Jesus and that. Yeah, in real life, that same character was kind. He said the millionaire that they were trying to scam and kill, he said in it in the real life, he's the only man who kind of showed some form of like, I just had the word.
Compassion.
Compassion, that was it, yeah. The only man that showed some form of compassion was Dwayne's character, the actual guy.
Oh
And
man.
yeah, so they literally, when you find out, it's like, bro, this whole film is literally like the fucking story. And then like the dick thing is like, it's just like Michael Bay Hollywood LOLs, you know? But you take that out of the film, does it do anything for the film?
Not really.
Not really, exactly. So what was the point adding it? Anything that says based on a true story, fam, I'm like, yeah, okay.
I watched The Quiet Place 2 and The Conjuring in the last 2 days.
Fucking hell, bro. I can't do them horrors, bro. I can't do horrors.
Oh man.
That Quiet Place 2, yeah, I heard like very, very good. But I've never watched number one in it.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah, but I
It's
watched
not
a
as good
couple
as number
reviews
one.
on it.
It's not as good as number one.
Mm.
Number one
But
makes
it
you shit your
continues though,
pants,
innit?
fam. Yeah, it's like
Yeah, it's
it jumps in
continuation.
from before and then after, innit?
Mm.
Hmm?
Yeah, man, if I weren't too much of a pussy when it comes to horrors, bro.
Yeah. Be careful with it. Yeah. What one?
Final round.
You watched it?
Right, let me watch this video. Oh shit. Bro, it's gonna die. Bro. Today, wait.
I'm literally playing one more, then I'm jumping on
Wait,
Apex.
Chris, are you, oh, okay, oh, calm.
Hmm? I was in the middle of having a conversation, and you kind of interrupted. Yeah, because I was having two conversations at once.
I don't know how this game of thing works, man.
What's that?
To me, it's a joke. He goes, gotta know how this gaming thing works, man. No, it's true. This is why you lot don't really hear me like just randomly say, one sec, you man, yeah, Ring? You rarely hear me say that, innit?
Martial law.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, because she spent time around gamers, innit? And spent time around us.
What?
And
So
as
that
well,
was
the amount of times that I've ignored her, she's probably automatically learned that, okay, look, when I really want to talk to him, let me WhatsApp him or actually go and tap him on his shoulder. But the whole, like, babe, blah, 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 I'm like, both headphones are on or both earphones are in. How am I supposed to hear my wife
what?
talk? That's why I get what Crit was just saying. It's like, no, I hear what you're saying, but I was in the middle of two conversations.
Plus playing a game at this. I'm doing three things at once.
Three things at once.
What you doing, nigga?
Oh. I had to go back to nice week settings.
Oh yeah?
Yeah. I tried Luke's. Remember how I said I was loving yours, but
Yeah.
medium to long range was tough for me. But up
Mhm.
close, I'm loving it. So I went to Luke's. Yeah. Oh my god, it felt like I was on crack.
Oh, what
Like,
is? Yeah, because he's your settings are just that to the without ADS in,
yeah,
just to turn around is actually kind of fast. That's too much for me, bro.
bro. Listen, if I sneeze while I'm not aiming down sight, yeah,
You're
I'm
spraying it
180.
everywhere.
I'm 180, bro.
Oh,
So I tweaked it a bit more, yeah, and then I was like, you know what, yeah, let me go back to fucking nice wig settings and just have a bit more tweaking. So I've got a mixture between wig settings and your settings, because I still like the hip fire from yours.
okay, yeah, that's why I did it because I see how them man they don't aim when they get close
They're not
range.
aim, yeah, but then like I said, the fuckery when you don't want to be involved that close, and then you're supposed to pick people up, I find the sensitivity difficult to control or holding firmly for a while. So I was like, cool, let me go back to weak settings, fiddle around with it. Let me watch this.
Man, man, gonna. Oh, oh, oh my God! It's not working. Oh yeah. Oh, that's how they do it. Slide on the floor and then do that thing. Hey, yo, dams. I'm ready for some Apex.